So today, more than any other video that I could have been making today, I decided to make this one. Finally, I kind of calmed down and collected my thoughts on this. This will be a better produced video because I have some pictures to show you. Okay? But I'm going to start by saying that if you believe that people in law enforcement only become law enforcement because they want to be bullies, because they are attracted to power, I don't agree with you. Okay? There are many people who have other reasons for wanting to be part of law enforcement, and some of those reasons include wanting to clean up your community, wanting to give to your community, wanting to serve. That whole serve and protect thing, the service, some people are attracted to that, and part of that attraction is tied to the amount of respect that you get from your family, your friends, your community, when people look at you and they say, hey, thank you for doing a good job. That really feeds a lot of people. And it's not a bullying thing. It's not I like to walk around with a gun and intimidate people. No. It's you just like to be seen doing good, and when the call comes that somebody needs a hero, you want to be in the position where people let you be the hero. You know, that's one of the things that attracts people to wanting to be in law enforcement. And it's not just police and firefighters and EMTs and stuff. It's all sorts of ancillary law enforcement jobs where people really want to give to the community and be seen and recognized as good people. They're trying to be good people. That's why they're not trying to be bullies. You know, they're not trying to be part of the largest gang in America, as some people will call police nowadays. District attorneys, judges, you know, do they do it because they just like to have people's lives in their hands? No. You know, they're trying to do good in the world. If you look at what are the possible paths to doing good for your community, what are the jobs that make an impact? Some people are going to settle on, hey, I could be a policeman. I could be Homeland Security at the airport. I could be any number of things where you gotta wear a badge. And lately, that sort of respect, it's not there. Okay? And it's not, there's no gratitude to the job like there might have been in nostalgic look back at the 50s Beaver Cleaver era, you know. Although I have been called Barney Fife by a couple of my patients recently. Recently in the news, there have been attacks on policemen because the level of protesting against a small group of policemen that have done horrible things has gotten to the point where all policemen are a target. Even policemen that had nothing to do with whatever it was people are protesting against. And I'm not just talking about the people in New York, the policemen that were shot. Here in my own city, there was a group of high schoolers that decided to have a day where they walked out of their school and shut down traffic on the busiest street in the city. And during that, the policemen that were there to protect their protest and make sure that No one got hurt. The policemen there had 4 of them get run over by a car. And ever since the Occupy movement, there has been a huge shift in the way that the public views law enforcement. All types of law enforcement. Even rent-a-cop level law enforcement, the ancillary people. Like anyone. You could be a TSA baggage checker, and you're going to get spit on, you know? So, I'm on the job, watching a patient that doesn't respect me, but, you know, I don't expect drunk people to be in their right mind. I don't expect people with meth psychosis to be on their right mind, you know. But I get a buzz on my radio, and because I am a merchant guard level ancillary law enforcement, I get BOLOs on my radio. Don't know what a BOLO is. It stands for Be on the Lookout, but it goes out like a memo. It's like a mass text message, right? Be on the lookout. And normally it's, you know, a kid that's missing or somebody was shot and they're looking for them. So if they show up in your hospital, hey, let us know. Call somebody, you know. Something like that. But this particular BOLO, which happened just before Christmas, was really disturbing to me. Okay? And I'll read it to you. It said, "For your protection, be advised that some Ferguson protesters are targeting anyone with a badge. Please hide or cover your badge and insignia while traveling by protesters and especially downtown." I just want to say that whatever point that people are making, I now find myself at odds with it. You know, the point that people with a badge are the bad guy. Okay? Right after that BOLO came through, I was told by my managers at the hospital that I should probably take off my uniform before driving home, because I'm not safe. Okay? And I imagine this happened in every sort of job where you wear something that looks like you might deserve a bullet for something that happened somewhere in some other city in America, you know, just because you are one of those dicks that sought out the power to bully people, right? No, I just don't fucking buy it. Okay? And everyone on my side of this is just lost to this cause now. Okay? It's when my life is put in danger by people making the point that I am the hand of corporate greed, I am the muscle that corporations are using to keep down the little plebeians, you know, and the people need to fight back against me. Fuck that. I didn't get into this for that. I was drawn to helping people. You know, I lead people through very hard times in their life. Okay? And it seems to me that the point where we've gone too far has already been passed, but there are still some out there who think, you know what? We need to really hate police more. We don't hate police enough yet, so let's talk about it some more, and let's start hashtags about things where, you know, the hashtag Black Lives Matter. Okay, I know I've talked about this before, but how many cops do you think would ever tell you that black lives don't matter? Every goddamn one of them that I've asked says that they do matter, you know, and it's It's a fucking ridiculous thing to think in today's day and age that a policeman who has fucking training and how to be tolerant, way more training than most people get in any other fucking job, that they think this by and large, you know, by and large they all respect all walks of life. They get into this job because of things like that. And it's like, okay, you want to paint every person who wears a badge as someone who potentially doesn't like black people or treats black people in a different way that is harmful to them and is not fair. And there's no equality in the way that you dish out your enforcement of the laws. I try every fucking day, right? You want to talk about, like, prejudice that I get on the job? I'm actually prejudiced more against white people, my own skin color, because I see more meth heads that are white. I never see black meth heads in my hospitals. It just doesn't happen culturally. I don't know why. Maybe they don't go to the hospital. Maybe they're just not doing it. I don't know. But to think that I'm treating anyone differently based on their race when they come into my hospital, no, I'm not. I let a lot of shit roll right off my back. A lot of people just spitting right in my face because they don't want to be there. They are in a bad moment in their lives. They just don't want to fucking be in that moment. So they fucking strike back. It happens to anyone with a badge. And you just learn to fucking deal with it. Let it roll off your back. And when you get a chance to have another moment with them, you just still be a nice person. And I've had a lot of people come to that epiphany of, like, hey, maybe I'm fucking up here, and this guy really isn't a dick, and he's not here to hurt me. Maybe I should get with the program. Yesterday, I had a particular patient who was discharged to herself against medical advice, but she did have substance abuse problems, and she was not going to be held any longer because her 3-day hold was up, her M1 hold was up, and she didn't want to be there. And upon leaving, she had her stuff returned to her. Her belongings were bagged, and she was looking through the bags, and she asked, "Where's my jacket?" And I couldn't find any jacket that was for her. It wasn't in her belongings. It wasn't locked in the locker that was marked for her belongings. Then I said, well, you're probably going to have to take that up with the policeman that brought you in. And she had on a tank top. And it was in the teens, maybe, outside, temperature-wise. It's freezing, right? Now, I know of services that I can direct her to that could get her, say, a donated jacket, donated sweater. They're actually in the hospital. I am not going to stop her from taking the 3 or 4 blankets that she had on her bed, wrapping them around, and just walking out with them. I never do. Anyone who wants to take a hospital blanket, fuck it. It's yours. Floodgates are open. If I didn't do that, then how would they ever get decommissioned? Because they just keep on washing those things and reusing them, It's a good thing that I let people take these blankets. But I didn't even get that far with this girl. The last thing that she said to me after a tirade of insults was, I hope you guys end up on TV. And then she threw her belongings bag over her shoulder in a huff and walked away. And I try to laugh it off, and in the moment I did. But I'm reflecting on it now, and I'm just not happy that there's that much just pure hatred for law enforcement. It's a thankless job sometimes, and it gets worse when law enforcement are painted as being the bad guys who are never going to change, and to the point where ridiculous arguments like we should abolish police altogether come up. We should have anarchy, and they train every day in order to be better at their jobs and better serve you. If there's something that you want different added to that training, yes, bring it up. Yes, have a protest. But please don't paint law enforcement as something that can't change and can't be on your side. And if the law enforcement want to march beside you in your protest and help you along with that change, please don't beat them up. Don't run them the fuck over. Don't shoot them. They're trying to help. That's why they got into it in the first place. Take care, everyone. Drive safe, too. It's kind of icy out there this time of year.